Sometimes you forget about the pain that you've had in the past that you no longer have because you've been on carnivore. I'm Brian, and I've lost over 75 pounds while doing the carnivore diet for just over a year. And I've also healed numerous health ailments such as AFib, high blood pressure, joint and arthritis pain, minor depression, and so on. Before doing the carnivore diet, I was overweight and had a lot of trouble sleeping at night. I would have pain in my hips, pain in my back. I would be tossing and turning pretty much all night. Like every hour or two, I would get up and roll over to my other side or something just because of the pain I was in. And this is something I really haven't talked about on my channel because very quickly after going to carnivore, that pain went away and I started sleeping throughout the night without getting up in pain and, having to toss and turn and so forth. And I just kind of forgot about it. But, I've been thinking a little more about some of the benefits that I've had within carnivore. And I remembered that I used to have this pain. Now, it's not like I always had this pain. It's probably more of for about a year or so before going to carnivore that I started getting this pain. And I think, it really had a lot to do with how overweight I was because I have lost weight. But before I lost too much weight on carnivore, I was already noticing that this pain was gone. So I think inflammation had a lot to do with it too. And I think I was lucky enough to get rid of most of my inflammation early on. And I think that's also why I saw my joint pain and arthritis go away pretty quickly on the carnivore diet. Most of the inflammation, went away pretty quickly. So, the hip and back pain thing, it's not something that I felt during the day when I had this. And this, of course, again, is before going to the carnivore diet. I just felt it at night. It made sleeping in bed kind of tough. And, one of the things is that my mattress or my bed is a little bit older. And I thought like, okay, I have an older mattress that's probably the bigger thing. And that I also was thinking, I'm overweight and you put the couple things together and that was probably the problem. I still have that same mattress now and have no trouble at all with sleeping at night. But it was bad then. And sometimes I would get up in the middle of the night and I just could not sleep any longer in bed. My back was so sore. And I would go downstairs to a recliner and sleep the rest of the night in the recliner. But again, very quickly into carnivore, that pain seemed to go away. And I would say probably within a few weeks, it went away. So I think more than anything, it probably was inflammation. And yes, in those first few weeks, I did lose weight. I'd say I probably lost about 10 pounds in those first few weeks. So I think that could have helped too, but I think more than anything, it was the inflammation. Um, and it's interesting because, I've been talking on my channel here now for about 3, maybe close to 4 months. And this is the first time I brought it up because just over the past year, I kind of completely forgot that I had that pain. And it's interesting with carnivore how sometimes you're a year or whatever into doing carnivore and you start to realize that you've completely forgotten certain aspects of pain that you had before carnivore and kind of forgotten what it felt like to be sore all the time and so forth. So that's just a good example for me of something that I completely forgot about that was actually affecting me quite a bit at night, at least, it was affecting my sleep, um, which isn't good. And, like I said, I was constantly tossing and turning, I lay on one side, say I lay on my right side, and I wake up like an hour or so later, and my right hip would be so sore, I'd have to go to my left side. My back would get sore and so forth. So let me know in the comments if you've had similar type of things where you've been carnivore here now for a while and you've just kind of forgotten over time what it felt like with some of the things that you've had in the past. Maybe you had some kind of pain, whether it's back pain or whatever, and it went away with carnivore. And now that you're thinking back, retrospecting about it, you're like, oh, yeah, I did have that. And I've completely forgot that I don't have that pain anymore. So that's what's happened with me. Just curious if anybody else has had that. And if you like this video, then please go ahead and like the video. I do have a busy weekend coming up here. I'm moving my youngest daughter for her freshman year of college, so I'm going to be gone for a few days. But things pick up again on Sunday evening. I have a live stream with my weight loss life. We're doing the Carnivore Bowl, where we're going to talk about some football, sports related stuff, and tailgating foods, like what are good carnivore type of tailgating foods, and then talk a little bit of our predictions for the NFL this year and stuff like that. So kind of incorporating a little bit of sports into the whole carnivore spectrum at this point for that live stream. And then we'll do some Q&A and stuff like that. So hope to see you for that. And then as the week goes on, I have more live streams, like 3 nights in a row of live streams, actually Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So really looking forward to having some interaction with all of you. So make sure you bring questions to our different live streams, and I'll see you guys then.